Hi, I'm Chris with Padel Warehouse, and I'm here in Germany with our sister company and Aladdin at totalpadelofficial.com. And Aladdin, thank you for having us over here.
Thanks to you. We're so happy to have you here and Padel Warehouse as well.
So we are tennis players getting into Padel, and Aladdin is going to take us through some top tips to transfer from tennis to Padel. Aladdin, we're in your hands. What are we going to do?
So, as you know, Chris, tennis players, they have a great foundation. I mean, coming from tennis, you have a great basis that you can work on, and with very small adjustments, you can make monsters on a paddle court. The first thing I want to start with is actually don't smash every ball. So, you know, in tennis, if you smash the ball, the point is over, right? In padel is not the case, because there is the glass helping the opponents, and if you miss your smash, then they will counter-attack, they will come and they will finish the point on you. So our advice is to direct all your balls to the middle or also to the double glass, but with a slower pace, so that you keep your opponents always at the net, and if they are going to miss the ball, then you can smash the ball, and you have to be sure that the ball will be over with your smash. The second tip I want to share with you, Chris, is using the glass. I know it's very tricky for tennis players at the beginning, but it's very important to use the glass. Trust me, it will make your life easier, especially on defense. If you are using the glass, then you will have more time to look at the ball, direct your shots wherever you want, and you can also use the direction of the ball to take it to the other side with better power, with better control, and it's actually losing some speed when it's touching the glass. So even if it's complicated at the beginning, try to use the glass as much as you can in defense, and trust me, you will make all your balls looking better.
I think that's been one of the toughest things transitioning from tennis is one, being comfortable letting the ball go past you, knowing it's going to come back, because that's very alien to a tennis player. And then two, just learning the angles and the speed of the ball coming off the glass, depending on the spin it has. And I think just practice is what's needed there.
The trick that I always give to my student is that this bounce has to be most of the time after the line. If it's after the line, try to make it touch the glass. I mean, it's not applicable on all the balls, obviously, but if it's touching after the line, wait for it, look at it. Probably it will touch the glass, go higher, and then you can direct your ball wherever you want.
And Aladdin, what's the next tip you have for us?
It's gonna be, don't be afraid to lob. I know in tennis, if you lob and your lob is not perfect, then it's a big problem for you, right? You're gonna get smashed. But in padel, it's the shot that is used the most in every point. When you lob in padel, you gain more time, you put more variation to your shots, and also you can position yourself in the right position again. So even if you mess up your lob a little bit, it shouldn't be perfect all the time, but then your opponent will be struggling to know what is the next shot. And of course, you will wait for an easier ball, either to counter-attack and go to the net, or if your lob is good, then they will come back to defense, and then you can attack and you can finish the point from where it's easier.
What are some of the other tips you have for us?
My fourth tip would be about flat volleys. You know, when the volley is touching the glass, we don't want it to bounce high, because if it's bouncing high, then it's going to be very easy for the opponents to counter. What I want to see is that volleys that are touching the glass and then bouncing down. This is going to make it very complicated for your opponents, that's for sure. And on another side, if you are directing the balls either to the middle or to the double glass, they will be more complicated to defend, and they will end up giving you an easy ball that you can finish.
So unlike tennis where we would hit the ball and stop on the volley, we want to be cutting through and adding some backspin to it?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you want to know if your volley is good or no, it's actually the second bounce that is important. If it's bouncing after the line, then it's going out way far from the glass, and your opponents can always counter-attack and come to the net. So what you want to do is that having the second bounce before the line, close to the glass, and then you are always in control, you are at the net, and you can finish the point from there.
Okay, any other tips for us?
The last one would be, I know you won't like this one, but you shouldn't finish the point from the back. It's very complicated to do passing in padel. I know in tennis they are beautiful shots, you always want to do it, but in padel it's very complicated. You know, the court is only 10 meters. We are two players blocking the net. So if you go to the fence, you will end up doing a direct error, which is not that cool. And even if it's passing, actually, the glass can help the opponents just recover it, and then you go to the net, you are happy with your passing, and then you're gonna get counter-attack. This is something that we don't like to see. So what I can recommend is that you go very safe, don't do a lot of mistakes, go to the body, go to the middle, and if you want to use a shot that is going to help you to get the net, then you can go to the feet, we call this a chiquita, or you do a great lob, you go to the net, you finish the point from where it's easier.
Aladdin, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. Be sure to put those tips into your practice so you too can make the transition from tennis to paddle. And for more information from us, you can check us out at padelwarehouse.com
and totalpadel.com.